You're standing at a crossroads right now. Maybe it's a small decision, what to eat for lunch, whether to hit the gym today, or how to spend your evening. Or maybe it's something bigger, a career change, a relationship choice, or a life-altering commitment. Whatever it is, you know this truth deep down: the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your decisions. And here's what nobody tells you: you're making thousands of decisions every single day. Some are automatic, some are deliberate, but all of them are shaping the person you're becoming. The question isn't whether you'll make choices. The question is, will you make choices you're proud of? Will you make decisions that move you forward, or will you look back with regret, wondering what could have been? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of better choices. You're going to learn why you make the decisions you do, why some choices haunt you while others empower you, and most importantly, how to develop a decision-making framework that serves your highest self. This isn't just theory, this is practical wisdom you can use starting today to transform your life, one choice at a time. Are you ready? Let's begin. The burden of regret. Let me ask you something. When you look back at your life, what do you regret more, the things you did, or the things you didn't do? Research in psychology shows something fascinating. In the short term, you regret actions you took. You regret sending that text, making that purchase, or saying those words you can't take back. But here's the twist: over time, those regrets fade. What haunts you in the long run are the opportunities you didn't seize, the risks you didn't take, the person you didn't become because fear held you back. This is called the inaction effect, and it's one of the most powerful forces shaping your life story. The job you didn't apply for. The person you didn't ask out. The business you didn't start. The creative project you abandoned before you began. These are the ghosts that whisper to you in quiet moments, reminding you of the gap between who you are and who you could have been. But here's the good news: understanding this pattern gives you power. When you know that inaction will haunt you more than action, you can use that knowledge to fuel courage. You can ask yourself in critical moments, will I regret not trying this? And if the answer is yes, you know what you need to do. The psychology of regret teaches us that the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. You can handle the temporary discomfort of trying and failing. What you can't handle, what eats at your soul, is never knowing what might have been. Why your brain betrays you. Now, let's talk about why making good decisions is so hard. Your brain, this incredible 3-pound universe inside your skull, wasn't designed for the modern world. It was designed for survival on the African savanna thousands of years ago. And that creates problems. You have cognitive biases working against you every single day. These are mental shortcuts your brain uses to make quick decisions, but they often lead you astray. There's confirmation bias, where you seek out information that confirms what you already believe while ignoring evidence that contradicts it. This keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, convinced you're right when you might be dead wrong. There's the sunk cost fallacy, where you continue investing in something, a relationship, a career, a project, simply because you've already invested so much time, money, or energy, even when it's clearly not working. You're throwing good money after bad, good years after wasted years, all because your brain hates admitting it made a mistake. There's present bias, where your brain overvalues immediate gratification and undervalues future rewards. This is why you choose the donut over the salad, the comfort of your couch over the discomfort of the gym, the temporary pleasure over lasting fulfillment. And here's the most dangerous one: decision fatigue. Every choice you make depletes your mental energy. By the end of the day, your willpower is exhausted, and that's when you make your worst decisions. You snap at loved ones. You binge on junk food. You scroll mindlessly instead of working on your goals. But here's what you need to understand: recognizing these biases doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. The first step to better decisions is acknowledging that your brain will try to sabotage you. Once you know the enemy, you can defend against it. The decision-making framework. So how do you actually make better choices? How do you cut through the noise, the fear, the cognitive biases, and make decisions aligned with your values and goals. You need a framework. You need a system. Because when you don't have a clear process for making decisions, you're at the mercy of your emotions, your impulses, and your circumstances. Step 1. Clarify your values. Before you can make decisions you won't regret, you need to know what matters to you. What are your core values? Is it family? Freedom? Creativity? Growth? Impact? Adventure? Security? Most people have never done this exercise, and that's why their lives feel scattered and chaotic. They're making decisions based on what other people expect, what society approves of, or what seems easy in the moment. But when your choices aren't aligned with your values, you'll always feel that nagging sense of emptiness, no matter how successful you appear on the outside. Take time, real time, to identify your top 5 values. Write them down. Make them visible. And then use them as a filter for every significant decision you face. Ask yourself, does this choice honor my values, or does it violate them? Step 2. Define your future self. Here's a powerful psychological technique. Visualize the person you want to become 5 years from now. Get specific. What does your ideal future self look like? What habits do they have? What do they prioritize? How do they spend their time? What kind of relationships do they nurture? Now, here's the key, start making decisions as if you're already that person. Don't ask, what do I feel like doing right now? Ask, what would my future self do in this situation? Your future self is counting on you. Every choice you make today is either building the bridge to that ideal future or burning it down. Which will it be? Step 3. Use the October 10th, 10 rule. When you're facing a tough decision, use this simple but powerful tool developed by author Susie Welch. Ask yourself 3 questions. How will I feel about this decision in 10 minutes? How will I feel about it in 10 months? How will I feel about it in 10 years? This forces you to zoom out from the immediate moment and consider the long-term consequences of your choices. That extra slice of pizza might feel great in 10 minutes, but how will you feel in 10 months when you're still carrying those extra pounds? That difficult conversation might be uncomfortable in 10 minutes, but how will you feel in 10 years knowing you spoke your truth and maintained your integrity? This rule helps you overcome present bias and make decisions your future self will thank you for. Step 4. Reduce decision fatigue. Remember what we said about decision fatigue? Here's how you combat it: eliminate unnecessary decisions. Look at the most successful people in the world. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day. Barack Obama reduced his wardrobe to only blue or gray suits. Mark Zuckerberg famously wears the same style of t-shirt. Why? Because they understood that every trivial decision drains the mental energy they need for important ones. You can do this too. Create routines and systems that put good decisions on autopilot. Meal prep on Sundays so you don't have to decide what to eat when you're hungry and vulnerable. Lay out your gym clothes the night before so there's no morning debate. Schedule your most important work during your peak energy hours. The fewer meaningless decisions you have to make, the more mental firepower you'll have for the choices that actually matter. The courage to choose. Now let's address the elephant in the room, fear. Because the truth is, you know what you should do in most situations. You know you should have that difficult conversation. You know you should leave that toxic relationship. You know you should take that risk and bet on yourself. The problem isn't knowledge. The problem is courage. And here's what you need to understand about courage: it's not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and choosing to act anyway. Courage is acknowledging that you might fail, you might get hurt, you might look foolish, and doing it regardless because the alternative is worse. Every significant decision requires you to step into uncertainty. There are no guarantees. You can do all the research, consult all the experts, make all the pros and cons lists, but ultimately, you have to leap. You have to trust yourself. And here's the beautiful thing: every time you make a courageous choice, you strengthen that muscle. Every time you feel fear and act anyway, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. You build what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to influence your outcomes. Start small if you need to. Make one decision today that scares you just a little bit. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting. Maybe it's asking for what you want. Maybe it's saying no to something that doesn't serve you. Build that courage muscle, and watch how it transforms every area of your life. Learning from your choices. Here's something most people never do: they don't reflect on their decisions. They make a choice, experience the outcome, and then immediately move on to the next thing without extracting the lesson. But the most successful people, the people who consistently make better choices over time, they treat every decision as a learning opportunity. Start keeping a decision journal. When you make a significant choice, write down what you decided, why you decided it, what you expected to happen, and what actually happened. Then, regularly review these entries. Look for patterns. Where did you get it right? Where did you go wrong? What biases influenced you? What would you do differently next time? This practice creates a feedback loop that accelerates your growth. You're not just making decisions, you're becoming a better decision maker. And here's something crucial: don't beat yourself up over bad decisions. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to choose wrong sometimes. That's not failure, that's being human. What matters is that you learn, adjust, and keep moving forward. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. The power of now. Let me bring this all together with one final truth: the best time to start making better choices was yesterday. The second best time is right now. You're at a crossroads right now, just like you were at the beginning of this video. But now you have something you didn't have before: awareness, tools, and a framework. You understand that inaction will haunt you more than action. You recognize the cognitive biases trying to lead you astray. You have a decision-making process that aligns your choices with your values and your future self. You're building the courage to act despite fear. And you're committed to learning from every choice you make. So what's the decision in front of you right now? What choice have you been avoiding? What leap have you been too scared to take? What conversation have you been putting off? What dream have you been talking yourself out of? You know what you need to do. You've always known. And now you have the framework to do it. The psychology of better choices isn't complicated, but it requires something from you. It requires consciousness. It requires courage. It requires commitment to becoming the person who makes decisions aligned with your highest values and deepest aspirations. Your life is happening right now, not someday in the future. Every moment you wait is a moment you can't get back. Every choice you postpone is a choice you're actually making. You're choosing to stay where you are. But you don't have to stay there. You can choose differently. You can choose courageously. You can choose in alignment with the person you're meant to become. 5 years from now, you'll arrive at a future created by the choices you make today. The question is, what will that future look like? Will you look back with pride, knowing you made decisions that honored your values and pushed you toward growth? Or will you look back with regret, wondering what might have been if only you'd been brave enough to choose differently? The power is in your hands. It's always been in your hands. So make the choice. Make the brave choice. Make the choice that scares you a little but excites you even more. Make the choice that your future self will thank you for. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember the days when everything was easy and comfortable. You'll remember the moments when you faced a decision, felt the fear, and chose growth anyway. This is your moment. This is your crossroads. Choose wisely. Choose courageously. Choose now. And start living the life you're meant to live, one better decision at a time.